With all the sticks and stones and name-calling of daily politics, it isn't always easy to draw a fine line between the virtuous and the vile. But as 60 Minutes' Morley Safer discovered, a gifted few do it all the time, and with just a jot of the pen.
In a small mansion slightly off the beaten path in Washington, D.C., is a museum named for its patron, Duncan Phillips. Right now, it is the best of times for the Phillips collection, where more than 200 works, gems of urban art and anger by the 19th century master Honoré Daumier, are on view until the middle of May. It is our good fortune that Daumier lived through some of the worst of times in French history. Each drawing, each canvas, contains the stuff of a novel by Balzac or Dickens. But he's become best known as the first political cartoonist, the first to reach a mass audience.
Daumier was born in 1808.
Jay Gates, the director of the Phillips, sees Daumier as a great artist working to deadline.
Daumier comes along at a time when the political cartoon achieves a kind of mass availability through the development of something called the lithograph, where you can take a print from a stone, create a huge number of editions, and fuse the circulation of a newspaper with the expression, visual expression, of a political idea.
An early 19th century form that still gleams brightly, especially in the hand and eye of a Pat Oliphant.
What's good for the Republic is
Australian-born, but now as American as apple cider. Very hard cider that brings pleasure to readers of 250 newspapers with a kick not unlike the man he honors. Is Daumier the godfather of this craft of yours?
he is to me, always has been.
If you look at this whole show, he just seems filled with, I don't know, acid that he's got to get out of his system.
I guess that's, it's good for you.
Is that common to the trade?
I think so. Well, if you're going to do it well, you've got to bring yourself to a boil every day.
From the day his cartoons first appeared in 1830, only 22 years old, Daumier and his publishers were in trouble. The bloody revolution of only 40 years earlier had produced yet another corrupt and bloated monarchy under King Louis Philippe, whom Daumier depicted as a stage buffoon or a gluttonous pear.
It's wonderful, as a stand-in for the king.
And the bloated, with 3 different faces.
Which is the same face for the past, the present, and the future. Yeah. Here's the pear again.
Now this is
gargantua.
This is the.
That's the one that got him put in the slammer. He got 6 months for this one.
The poor are feeding this bloated king, and he is excreting
medals,
bills and medals and awards to his cronies. Could you get away with something as strong as that? Say, in this case,
you could draw it and nobody would run it. In this day and age, we're bound by political correctness a lot, if you've noticed.
This was taking the new idea of freedom of the press too far. Daumier's symbol of defiance was not intrepid reporter or artist. It's a printer.
It's the printer, yeah. And he was always ahead of his time with these sort of things.
These are members of deputies in the French Parliament, and they're just ignoring what's going on. They're talking to each other, they're making jokes, and they've all been caricaturized to the point of being grotesque.
Well, there was plenty to work with here. It seems to me that we've lost all those character faces out of Congress these days. Where are the Dirksons? Where are the Rostenkowskis? Everybody looks like a lawyer.
Do you feel any compunction if a man is unattractive, some politician, of taking those really ugly features and making them uglier?
Nobody's really ugly. They're very drawable.
They're drawable. Richard Nixon was unmistakable.
Yeah. You could express Nixon with just a pair of eyes, really. You could.
The line connecting Honoré Daumier and Pat Oliphant is straight and true and razor sharp.
And if you wanted to take it further, you know, just all the jowls. And he made his own symbols, really.
Daumier sculpted as he skewered. And so does Oliphant. His naked Nixon. His mound of a Schwarzkopf. Bill Clinton with more than a cigar on his mind. And among Daumier's gang of politicos, Oliphant finds some remarkably familiar faces.
Look at Reagan.
Oh, my. You're right.
I think this is Nixon, but I'm not sure we're here. Cornucopia of stuff.
Yes. In 1835, the king had had enough and press freedom was curtailed, the subject of this drawing of the death of liberty. The caption reads, "So this is what we got ourselves killed for." Daumier relished one part of Paris society, lawyers, judges, and the injustices they so firmly embraced. And they were always portrayed in the most wonderfully cruel way, correct?
And the pity they don't wear robes these days. You can get such movement and an air of pomposity and adds so much to it. I have to envy him these times, really, for that.
This was published in 1844, and it's called The Blue Stockings, and basically it's an anti-feminist tract, correct?
Yeah.
There's this woman busily writing her novel, right, totally ignoring her household duties.
And the kids drowning.
And the kids drowning in the bathwater. If you publish this as
a lot of screaming.
If it got published.
If it got published in the first place, which it probably would not.
So, okay, no censorship and you don't go to jail, but there is censorship.
It's more insidious than going to jail. It's avaricious publishers going for the bottom line. Don't stir it up.
In 1848, Louis Philippe was overthrown, and liberty bursts in, sending the king's cabinet flying.
Well, look at the movement of this thing. The hair here flying backwards, people going out here. Look at the pose of this, the tension and the fear. It's just a beautiful piece.
And all the while he was working to a publisher's deadline, he was painting mainly for himself. Some big work in a classical style, but mostly it was the gritty street life of Paris, the underclass taking their small pleasures, set against his continuing panorama of politics. The victims of the latest uprising on the run, refugees, as symbolic of our time as they were of his more than a century ago. But he never let the message get in the way of the craft. Man on a rope, a style of painting itself revolutionary and seized upon by Van Gogh, Cézanne, and later Picasso. The theater, the circus, the saltimbanques, the acrobats and street performers, and their lonely efforts. The new technology at the end of an old century and its impact on people produced a great outpouring of work. Newfangled trams only reinforced a rigid caste system. First-class travelers, smug and content. Second class, uncomfortable, still bearable. And the prescribed indignities of the third class.
These are really an extraordinary series of paintings which have never been seen together.
Eliza Rathbone is chief curator of the Phillips collection.
Looks pretty rustic.
Yes.
You have no division of compartments anymore.
Wooden benches, a woman nursing a child.
Crowded. The picnic basket, goodness knows how long you'll be there.
And just when you think you've seen the fullness of an artist's life, you come to yet another chapter of Daumier at the Phillips, something almost autobiographical in his affection for Don Quixote.
There was something about Don Quixote's courage, of his reluctance to ever give up, that he identified with.
It's all there at the Phillips, this insatiable thirst to draw and paint and put the world right. Only once before was there a retrospective of his work in 1878, just months before he died at age 70. Historians dismissed his painting as the work of a mere cartoonist. How wrong they were.